My name is Ryan Hoke, and I'm a member of Mission Point Christian Church in San Antonio, Texas, one of the International Churches of Christ. This is my story about why I left the ICOC and why I came back. I spent 20 years of my adult life in the Air Force, 14 of those as a radio and television broadcaster. My first duty station was in Panama City, Florida, where a friend of mine invited me to this little church. And after several months of hearing many sermons, I decided, you know what? It's time for me to pray Jesus into my heart. And it was there that I first thought my sins were forgiven. One of the things I remember very vividly was telling myself that I was always going to follow what the Bible had to say about any particular topic. My beliefs were not going to be dictated to me by any pastor or by any church that I ever went to. Over the next several years, I devoted myself to serving God to the best of my ability. But no matter what church I went to, the love and the devotion to God that Jesus' life demands was just missing. In 1996, I moved to Misawa Air Base, Japan, and I met this guy. He was a disciple in the ICOC, and from the moment I walked in the door, I felt the love that I had been missing. And that first Bible study, it was about discipleship and living your life devoted to following Jesus and becoming like Him in every way. And I just knew that that was it. That was what was missing in my life. And then we started studying the Bible about baptism. They were trying to show me that baptism was for the forgiveness of sins, but I did not agree with that. Because if that was true, what about all those years that I spent with God? Were they all meaningless? I didn't know how to deal with that, but I wanted to be a part of the group, so I just said that I agreed and I got baptized. Because I started with a lie, it became easier and easier to lie to those who were trying to help me, and eventually my heart grew cold and I decided to leave. I did visit a couple of other churches, but I never felt that same love. I remember in one, at the end of it, after the people said the prayer, he said, "Now I want you to grab this tape on the way out and have a great life." And I thought, this is not Christianity. If there was anything I was sure about, it was discipleship. I was still wrestling with the baptism question. And amazingly, just as I was trying to settle this issue in my heart, I ended up finding the same guy here in San Antonio that studied the Bible with me in Japan. The thing that really helped me was looking at Paul's conversion experience. He, on the road to Damascus, had seen Jesus, or at least this great bright light. He completely repented and changed his life. And yet, he still had to get up and get baptized and wash away his sins, calling on the name of the Lord. So who was I? Why wouldn't I have to get up and get baptized and wash away my sins? So I got baptized again, but this time the right way. I've been a member of the International Churches of Christ since 2004. I get to serve with the incredible audiovisual ministry here in San Antonio. And perhaps the best part, in addition to all of that, my daughter is actually now a disciple, and I get to share my true faith with her.